So if I have any regret that I want you to learn from is what I believed when I was in high school and college as far as making it to the league. I believed that if you worked really hard, you would make it to the league. I believe that, if you had good stats, if you were the best on your team, you would make it to the league. And what I realized as I got older is that's just not factual. If you're the best on your team, that's subjective. Who's deciding that? Maybe your team is just horrible. If you have good stats, what league are you in, right? When you say good stats, what does that mean? If you work really hard, oh my goodness, that's subjective. Your work hard and his work hard is different. And I realized that there's some people that worked hard and still didn't make their goals even in high school. There's some people that are just more talented. And that's the same thing as far as the NBA is concerned. There's some guys that made it NBA rosters because they're super duper talented. It's not because they worked harder than everyone before them. What I also found out was there were some variables that I just didn't control. There are some variables that I didn't control as far as making it to the NBA. And I think that people don't talk about this, especially NBA athletes, especially NFL or Major League Baseball, like whatever league. I feel like they don't talk about it because it takes away from their esteem. It takes away from their greatness, right? You can't say you're a self-made person if someone helped you, right? It's much better to say I was the first one in the gym and the last one to leave. I know a ton of other cats that was the first one in the gym and last one to leave. You're looking at one of them. They didn't make it to the NBA, right? So I think a lot of people say those things because it makes them feel good and all the attention gets on them. And they like that. Everybody likes to puff up their chest and say how great they are. But the fact of the matter is there are a lot of variables that you don't control. Variables about coming from the right program, coming from the right coaching staff, coming from the right school. There's no coincidence that the dang near 99.9% of guys that play at Oak Hill Academy end up going to the NBA. There's no coincidence when you look at the McDonald's All-American game, all those kids are going to be on the roster or have the opportunity to play in the NBA. And that's not a rhyme or reason why you shouldn't work hard. You should work hard. But to think that there's not variables that you don't control, sometimes luck, sometimes injury, sometimes playing in the right system, sometimes knowing the right coach, sometimes being in the right place, sometimes being the right height, sometimes being the right age. There's so many things, variables that you don't control, that it's unfair for you to just say, okay, all I gotta do is work hard, be the best on my team, and get good stats. It's not that easy. It sounds good. It makes everybody feel good. It makes the people that have made it feel even better because their greatness is just like, look at me, right? I understand that, but this is not factual. Listen, every year when I look at the draft, they use the same words to describe the players coming up. They say upside, they say potential, they say talent. And these are the metrics of if that person's going to be what they actually need them to be. This is why they draft them. Upside, talent, and potential. That's it. And what's crazy about that is that goes different ways every year. When you start making major decisions about someone's draft status on upside, talent, and potential, it's subjective. It's like what I think. It's opinionated. There's only one word that's the most important as it relates to this process. And it's the same word that's important when it's relating to the process in college and high school and undoubtedly the NBA as well. And that is fit. Is this the right fit for you? I say it all the time on this channel. I beat it to death, and you hear other people say it every once in a while, but I have a track record of almost 5 years of saying the same thing. Be worried about the fit. Be worried about the fit you are in the program. There are people that play college basketball because they fit that program. Nothing more, right? I've seen guys in college. I'm thinking like, how did you make it here? How in the world did you get the opportunity to play in college? And to be fair, I'm sure there are plenty of people who say the same thing about me, right? I'm 6'4", 6'5", with the right high heel shoes on, playing the block. I'm undersized, but I fit at Ouachita Baptist University in a way that I was blessed enough to get a full ride scholarship. I fit in a way at Eastern Utah and Price, Utah, at junior college, that I was able to get a full ride scholarship there as well. So I was a fit that they needed. There are plenty of guys I played with in high school that would destroy me in high school, but they didn't get the opportunity and they weren't the right fit for the programs that they were interested in college. So I think that's something that you need to worry about more than anything else. The right fit. The right fit can open up more doors than just being a stat stuffer, of just being tall or just being fast. If you're not a right fit, and I can take that even beyond the basketball court, even on that campus, you need to be thinking to yourself, the right fit. Is this the right fit for me? Even beyond the sport, whether it be the programs, whether it be social life, whether it be things to do outside of it, leisure time. Like, is it the right fit? Is it the right fit? If it's not the right fit, it's not going to work. And you see these NBA commissioners figuring that out always last. They'll get all these players, they'll get all these players, high dollar players, and then they have to move some players around because they're worried about the fits. And I don't think I was thinking about that beforehand. And so here's my challenge to you. Be hard on yourself as far as the preparation, the blood, the sweat, the day in and day of putting in work to make it to your goal. You want to make it to the NBA? I want you to get there. But be easy on yourself as it relates to the variables you just don't control. The luck, the system that you're playing in, the coaching staff you came from, being from the right program, all those things you just don't, injury, all those things you just don't control. Be easy on that end, because you just can't control it. But lastly, I want you to be more mindful of the fit that's required. Maybe you do play professionally, but maybe that looks a little bit different because you need a different fit in order to get the very best out of your talent, out of your skill set, your work ethic, all that. Maybe you just need a different fit. Just things you should think about. If this information was helpful for you, make sure you tune in, because I put out information both for student athletes in college and in high school, make the best decisions they can make through some of my experiences and other people's experiences as they go throughout that process. So as always, whether it's on the court or off, in the classroom, out, graduate at the top of your class. Hoop loudly.
Hoop loud.